Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Texas Pete Unfiltered Podcast. I got my guest today, Brett the Butcher Wilkin. Happy to have you, bro. Appreciate you coming on. How are you, man?
Yeah. It's it's exciting to see you launch off here. I know you've been busy. I don't know how too many people that start a podcast while they're less than 4 weeks out from a from a pro qualifier. But hey, what I learned from you is you're someone that likes to stay constantly busy. So
Yeah,
this keeps you distracted and keeps you busy, and it's good to pass on some info for bodybuilding because a lot of people are staying tuned into what you're doing right now. So it's good timing for it. So good for you.
yeah, dude, absolutely. I think I definitely am. I do like staying busy, and I think that is an adjustment this year of not having like a full-time job, even though coaching in the gym and keeps me plenty busy. But for
But
me,
you're able to with that, at least you're able to move it. You pick and choose your time, right? Of when you
yeah,
work,
that's what I'm
and
saying. Yeah, my schedule is like how I wanna run it, and I don't have any in-person clients right now. I stopped doing any personal training at, like, 6 weeks out. So that was a lot of free time, and honestly, I wanna have stopped,
nice.
but, like, you know how it is, dude. There's some days that are way worse than others, and I didn't wanna put that negative energy into my clients on those days,
For sure.
some understand, and then some are also like, "How you feel today?" And I feel like dog crap, but you tell them that, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, me too. I didn't sleep very well." And then "Oh, you don't understand." You know? But
No, I definitely, I've been doing that. I've been doing it for a while now, so I've experienced it all. So there's
man,
multiple preps where I did full PT schedules, and it was like, yeah, it was just
eh,
the same conversations day in, day out, like with
yeah, I know.
very monogamous
Yeah,
but then meanwhile, it's just you're in a different mindset. So that's actually really smart of you to kind of cut that back a little bit and still focus on everything.
that was definitely a Nancy. That was a wife, decision. Well,
There you go.
and, she anything I feel like, smart-wise, that's her. I'm like, "I'll be alright. They'll get over it. They understand." You know?
Yeah. We only figure it out when we run ourselves into the ground too much.
Man, absolutely. Were you PTing before you became a pro bodybuilder?
So yeah, I mean, through the processes of it all, like training for that. So actually, before I actually became pro, no, not really.
Okay.
I was still in Iowa when I went pro. So like, at the time I actually was working as like a home mortgage consultant. So I was a home mortgage
Finance
consultant.
world. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did a little bit of everything until I figured it out. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I was also like bartending on the weekends. So I did like some bart. People don't realize that they're like, you bodybuilders get it. You guys got it so easy, especially now they look at like, my schedule and everything where, I'm able to make it more and, we just get to focus on, training, whatever,
yeah,
sleep, getting naps if you need to, things like that. But a lot of people don't realize like it's not always been like that, because
exactly.
I have like
Yeah,
I coach clients, I'll be like, I have to work 50 hours this week and I'm like, like I did that shit too. Like we all went through that.
yeah,
When I went pro, I was working a full-time finance. I was a mortgage consultant doing sales, and then I was working another like pretty much 10 to 12 hours on the weekend bartending for extra cash. And I was still training, I was still getting up. Yeah. So I was
yeah,
working like 55, 60 hours sometimes while prepping and to go pro because like we just did it for the love of the game, right? And you loved it. That's what you did. So when I hear people complain and stuff or like try to, complain about where bodybuilders are at, especially the ones that are established now and how like it's easy and stuff. It's like, no, like it's not, it's never been easy, but it's specifically not, it used to be easy, right?
absolutely not, man. That's yeah, that's a lot. And that's, I mean, sales, you're hustling too. That's not just like work
Mhm.
you like, you're hustling and having to constantly talk to people and that side of this stuff too. When I was on the streets as a police officer too, I would work my normal, 40, 50 hours, typically like 50 hours because something always happened with the leadership. You kept you late. And then I was working off duty gigs too, working like security at weddings and different things like that. So, I didn't turn pro doing that. I would have eventually, but it's just now I've created the environment that I have now, which is, what you had to do. But yeah, I think people see that, like you're saying, they just like, "Oh, he's only as good as he is because that's all he does. He's bodybuilds." And you still know just bodybuild. I didn't realize how many businesses that you had, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a lot going on, but at least I've been able to, I've done a good job of tying it all together, especially here,
That's what it is.
that you get all that advice as well, especially from Branch early on, like
Yeah,
telling you, hey, you need to set up your life for after bodybuilding. Make sure you're branding yourself. Make sure you having these things in place because when
right.
it's done, it's done. You know what I mean? So it's like that's something that I've done pretty well as is making sure that I still enjoy and love this what we do in the journey of bodybuilding, but I'm also building the future for when it's done. I'm still going to be established and moving forward that way. So I think that's the biggest advice we can give to these younger guys, especially guys that follow you and stuff, is
Yeah,
make sure your ducks are in a row all across the board. Like
absolutely.
I've always balanced everything out, made sure the family financials have been, important because at the end of the day, not many real bodybuilders actually make like a good living off of just bodybuilding.
Just
You know what
body.
I mean?
Yeah,
Like, especially if especially if you're going off of if you're banking on competition checks, there's only about 4 or 5 guys that actually can make a living off of competition checks. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
and those
that's
are the top 4 or 5 good in the world.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
about figuring it out, and obviously the social media world's a big one too, but
yeah.
bigger than the social media because that's also temporary as well. Commission and stuff like that is figuring out how to make it long term. So that's always the
That's
challenge
it.
in this,
Uh-huh.
and that's and I know that's something you're working on now, and
Yeah,
I'm helping you out a little bit that with some formulation stuff, and
yeah.
but that's what you need to do, man.
Yeah, no, and that's, I've I can't say I look up to too many men in the world. My dad passed, and there's a handful, and you're definitely one of them, man. Just in that simple fact that you're not just a bodybuilder, man. You've like, and that's the thing is like you're a great bodybuilder. You've won shows, you've been in the Olympic, like you're very established. You have supplement contracts, all the stuff like that, but you still, like you're saying, you're still taking that and you're investing it for the future and doing things the right way. And that's something I try to tell like my younger clients because I have some younger guys who are like, obviously, you're 20 years old, you're going to school part time, maybe full time, living at home. So all you do is eat, sleep, think about bodybuilding. You're like fucking laser focused. Which by all means, if I was that age doing that, I would have been the same way.
Right? Yeah.
But I try to tell because the one guy was like, I don't know, I may push off my going to the fire academy till maybe after my show in December. I'm like, no, dude. Like if the opportunity with the fire academy is like now, you got to go now, and you'll figure the bodybuilding thing out at another time. But like you got it's they can't put. I'm not saying you can't. You don't want to put bodybuilding first yet. Because I mean, once you're paying all the bills and bodybuilding is not cheap, man. You start buying your own PEDs, food, gym memberships, coaching, all this stuff like that. You gotta have the funds to do so. And right now, when they're being helped by their parents, it seems easy, but things
Yeah.
if you can't afford it, you can't bodybuild. You know?
Yeah, there always needs to be a sense of realism, or at least somebody telling you in your ear, like
Yeah,
there's only a very few guys, that were like 17 years old and being like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a bodybuilder. I'm gonna be the best in the world," and it actually worked, right? Like Jay Cutler is one. Oddly enough, Martin is one. He knew he was always gonna be a bodybuilder, but you could also see it too. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
genetically, you can see those things at a young age, and
Yeah,
they stick out pretty well. So make
yeah,
sure you're listening, you youngins, make sure you're listening to your coaches or advisors here. Because
man.
it is an addicting process, right? And
My good.
bodybuilding is addicting because you're seeing the changes, like you're feeling the changes, you're
Yeah,
getting these feedback, you're getting these endorphins of people commenting on things. And so obviously it blows up and you get very confident in yourself. But it's like there's levels to the game as well. You know what I mean? Like, and then again, it goes back to only a very few are going to be at the top. There's only so many first places that can go out per year, right? So like it's a very challenging thing. So it's one thing you gotta really side on the sense of realism, you know what I mean, and have those conversations, but also chase it head on. But the biggest thing I can say, and that I think people that are watching this podcast for you is like you and I have done a good job of making sure we handle our business right. We handle our business at home. We have a fruitful family. We take care of our kids. And that's first, right? And that should always be first because that's lifelong, right? So
you do.
the
Yeah,
Yeah, bodybuilding's it's a sprint, man. I know everyone calls it a marathon, but look at me, I'm like 10 years in already. And it's like, man, that went fast. So, and it'll be done before you know it. So, I mean, make sure everything, I feel like we're doing it the right way. And I think we get the most enjoyment out of it because we do the process the right way.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think people can take from us.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's funny, my buddy Chris Fine, he's here, he's at the house right now.
Well, yeah, yeah, you said that.
Yeah, so he's here for a few days. He just come and hang out. He's gonna, push me a little bit, the most we can, but be smart. But hell, we went to Kroger this morning for some groceries, and I swing through the McDonald's. Of course, the McDonald's with all the Jordan Hutchinson shit going on. I went through McDonald's drive-through to get some breakfast for my boys, and I'm sitting in the drive-through, man. I'm just like, life is good, man. Like I tend to like almost not give myself credit sometimes. Just going back to how what you're saying, like you created this environment from working the 9 to 5, the extra, overtime, all the stuff like that. And like sometimes I stay so busy, I don't sit down and like kind of give myself that credit. And I was like, man, I texted the wife. I was like, man, life is good. It's a Thursday morning. I'm gonna drive through with my buddy. We're gonna just eat. I got a high day today. Everybody just eat food and go train and do a podcast. Like I'm doing everything I want to do and making a good living off of doing so. And it's
Mhm.
so cool, man. But I wouldn't be where I am now if I would have did the opposite. If I would have, been that selfish guy and pursued bodybuilding 100% and then, put this job off or didn't take this job because it would have affected me or whatever. And it would have made me less of a bodybuilder or made bodybuilding more difficult. It was always like, okay, cool. That's more money. That's better benefits. That's where I got to go. I'll bodybuild around that.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to keep that mindset of, yeah, bodybuilding can't be number one. You can still perform bodybuilding as if it's number one, but you have to be adjustable. You got to be malleable to work around other shit in life because there's those things are more important than anything, especially if you have kids and, yeah,
No, and I think you're a great example of that. I mean, and we're seeing it's honestly contagious, watching your content right now or being around you and just seeing how much you're enjoying all the processes and they're tough processes, but just that energy and that optimism goes a long way, and that's
yeah,
why you're someone I associate myself with because that's the people I like to be around, you know what I mean, and be winners. So it's like
absolutely.
it's contagious, and you can see it. Like I said, you're following your content. People staying tuned. Your support into the show is showing that. So
So,
keep doing what you're doing, man,
heck
and it
yeah.
makes everything a little bit easier because it's obviously. I mean, you make it look all easy, but it's obviously like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, it's just hard. It's
Yeah. It's
really hard.
hard.
Waking up every single day at 2:30 that you do or whatever, and like and
Yeah.
going into knowing that no one else in the 99% of people are asleep. Because that hour between 3 and 4 o'clock, that's like the only hour where it's like, that's a weird hour of the day, man.
It's a win
Like,
on
there's like,
it
if
is.
you're outside
Oh,
that, it's like, is the world is
yeah.
like
It's like
completely done.
I'll throw like a story up or something, and it won't have like it'll be like 0 views for like 2 hours, and then
It's just waiting.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different, dude. But it's a lot of it's just run out of adrenaline right now. Like most of it.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
we are kind of like pulling cardio down. Some days I don't have cardio, like just steps or
Good.
between meals. And what I'm noticing is like, and then on like today, like no cleanse, like we're reducing things. So like last night I actually had one of my better nights of sleep that I've had in a while. So I'm noticing once we're pulling back a little bit on training and things, since I'm starting to sleep better. So it's
Mhm.
I think now the body's gonna really start to kind of really change, change by doing less, which is always weird, but that's a good
Yeah.
way to be in.
Well, yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize that's probably the most important part of the last 2 weeks, and especially the last week is just
Yeah,
honestly just fully recovering
just
and
recovery.
letting the body recover, especially with you and how your prep is and the training you've done, the intensity involved, and just the beating, sorry,
Yeah,
of your body, like that last 10 days of just honestly just being lower exertion and letting the body settle in is when you see the most changes, and then it's gonna be
just
the muscle's gonna pop. It's gonna look
yeah.
fresh. It's gonna be full too, man. So it's exciting. So
I'm
what was your weight this morning?
So yeah, because we ran a stint there of 5 low days. So that's the most low days we've ran consecutive.
Brilliant.
I was two, which I still never hit my previous low. My lowest low of prep was 261. Actually just before I came down to you, I think.
Yeah.
And then this morning I was 262.8. So we're filling back up today, tomorrow, and then it'll be Saturday will be like it may be another high day, just kind of depends. We'll kind of see. What I've been noticing is like my body like will carb up heavy 2 days in a row. We'll go back to like we'll come down from 1,000 carb to like 600 carb, and then we'll go low day. My body will drop like a pound. We'll go low day. It'll hold it, and then that third day I'll drop, and that'll be like my best look. So it's kind of a weird. I don't know if it's like taking a minute for the glycogen to actually store and like stick and really get hold of
Mhm.
muscles. But so I think as far as peaking goes, this will be kind of a mock peak, I guess, or mock load, whatever you want to call it. But it seems like if we load the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, moderate Friday, then Saturday will be kind of that crisp look that we want. So which would be nice to get off the list. My midsection will be nice and tight, but everything should be blasted full. So been a little bit different because typically, like in the past, as soon as I go back to a low day, I'll have a drop immediately, and that's not really what's happening right now. It's kind of odd, but yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, that's why you track everything set up
yeah,
perfectly this last few weeks. So
yeah,
that'll be good.
absolutely. Where are you at right now, Brett? In terms of are you pushing it yet for anything, or what where are you at?
No, not necessarily. So what we're doing is setting up, now with what is the Olympia, like 12 weeks out, 12, 13
I think
weeks out. And
12,
so
maybe 11.
Um, with what I have going on here ahead was the plan is, I'm part of a gym opening here in the next few months. So it's pretty much scheduled for August right time. It might sleep in there, might sneak into September. Kind of just matters. We're actually going over to see how far along we are tomorrow. It's going to go see the facility. So
And
I'm excited about that. So,
that's a
uh,
leaders fitness, right?
Yep, yep. So the gym is called Leader Fitness. I'm part of it here with a few other or few other business partners. It's
Yeah.
already established here in Tomball. It's about, well, what did I tell you? 13,000 square feet is the current facility. Great facility. We actually just recently won best gym in the South region. So
I
that
see
was
that. That's huge.
yeah, that was cool. We actually won, like, they gave us a belt, and then they gave it Bolt Supply, Bolt Fitness, and then they gave us a leg press. So it
Oh,
was
that
a
leg
cool
press is awesome.
competition. Yeah, yeah. So I wanted that unilateral setup on a leg press, so they had
That's
one of those, so I grabbed
very
that.
similar to the, what's that one called? Is it Arsenal or the Atlantis or
Yeah, it does kind of look like the Arsenal Nebula set up a
yeah, it's
little
like
bit, yeah.
Nebula. That's
But it
what
has the split down the middle. Yeah, the Arsenal that splits down the
oh,
middle.
that's nice, dude.
So yeah, so that we got that the other day, but yeah, so the new facility, like I said, probably August, September, and it's going to be 30,000 square feet. So over doubling it.
Seen this thing.
Um,
Golly.
and I'll be the brand manager as well as, like I said, equity partner in there.
Wow.
And my responsibilities have been to, help stock the gym. So that's been the fun part of getting equipment ready. And
Yeah,
here in 10 days, we get 24 pieces of new tech come in. So, I
dude, that's a lot.
yeah, I went with so how I set it up. There's not much new tech here in Houston. No, actually, I haven't seen it in
I
Houston yet.
we
And
have
I'm a big
the absolute recon spot. Outside of that, there's no
yeah.
in Texas.
And
Yeah.
I've been a fan of it. I used it quite a bit down in Florida when I was down there at Ross. So,
Okay.
I really wanted that kind of be our main equipment. So we got that. We got another 14 pieces of Prime. We already got all the Mega Mass stuff, which you saw and everything, Booty Builder, and then fill the rest in with some side backs and Life Fitness. But man, it's coming along. So I didn't want to prep through these processes, especially with the gym opening,
And
you
yeah,
know,
I don't blame you.
and I mean, you know how that goes and what all goes into that and being available and everything. So the
Yeah.
goal for me is, help Martin get ready for the Olympia here. I'm decently good size right now, so I'll plan on 270.
It's huge right now. Yeah.
No, no, but I'm at 271 this morning. Like, so I'll probably push up over the next few months. I'll probably try to get up to 280, and then I'll decide on a show there post Olympia run because there's like 5 or 6 overseas there.
That'd be
And and I've gotten actually invited to a few, meaning like that they'll pay the way and stuff. So it could be worth it. So that'll be so that's what I'm eyeing. Like I said, just taking a little bit. I have another business called Vana that I'm part of that is launching here in the next month or two as well. I told you about that. That's it kind of built off my Butcher Balm, which a lot of people know, but what it is the Vana line will be a cosmetic line. So it'll be kind of peptide delivery, a topical on your face. It's like 3 different creams, and that's going to be, anti-aging. It's going to, wrinkles. It's going to be like blemishes, and it's been great. So it's been fun building these companies and everything, and just tying it all in together. I slowly, we were talking when you were over last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was like it feels so good to have everything in just one spot, the office, the gym, the home, the kid, knowing exactly where the future is. So that's the dream, man. So I'm living the dream.
Absolutely, yeah, and the Vana stuff really caught me off guard, and I think that's cool to get her name involved in that. Obviously, there's kinda more so I'm sure she'll kinda be like the face of that, but I was already telling Nancy about it and showing her, and she's like, "What? That's such a good idea," and da da da. It's legit. It's like
Good.
just the aesthetic of the page and just the quality of the products and stuff. It's definitely caught me off guard, but I never and I think that's why it's gonna do so well is because, well, one, I don't know a whole lot about that business, but I feel like with what y'all have and the type of followers that you have and like just I don't know, man. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really well, I think.
I definitely think it's what we're seeing, especially in the trends of the last few years with
Yeah.
peptides. Like, it is the future. Now they're starting to put peptides into kind of everything just to
The
boost it. So
the
and
G
so going into the beauty line is definitely next, especially because females are using more of that. And so I just want to get ahead of the curve here. And like I said, this has actually been an idea for about a year now, but we've been I use like I showed you that we make sure that it's as professional as can be, putting a lot of money into the launch of it, and then it should be good.
Yeah, it's something different. I mean, maybe there are other companies doing that, but just
No,
to
not too much yet.
no, yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I will say that Leaders Fitness, so that's a cool spot. Just the atmosphere, and I was there so early in the morning just there for cardio, but, like, I can only imagine what your space will do, and I'm assuming are you gonna do, like, posing room, like, recovery stuff, like, you're gonna have all that there?
Yeah, so I mean, that's a big focus, especially. I mean, a lot of people don't realize what Texas gyms are like, and especially like what they're becoming is, you kind of have to have all that the amenities, especially over here in Houston. So we have what we're doing that's going to be different is we actually have 3 recovery rooms. So there's going to be like 3 individuals. So like, no, it's a great. We wanted to do this way because it's a great idea because like it's always weird when you have like recovery stuff and it's like a community and like because the people don't like you don't want like 8 people in a sauna together. No one wants to do that. So what we'll do is we'll have the option where there's an open area for like an open sauna, a bigger one, and then also like a bigger cold plunge there. But then we'll also have 3 rooms where like you rent out a room. You get a key for like half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, and you go into the room and then like each room has a personal sauna, personal cold plunge, and a personal shower. So you go in there, you can change, you can do your recovery stuff. You have it ring to yourself, rent it out, and then you go about your way. So there's also we have a clinic associated with it that's already established. So Leader Health. So Leader Health, we're going to expand that project, and there'll be a bigger storefront there at the front of the gym. So that's something we're really focusing on. And then yeah, like you said, there's a fitness room as well as posing room, which I'll definitely get ahead of and make sure it's a great posing room.
Yeah,
And yeah, and it's definitely a big project, but it's been a lot of fun. And with anything like open a gym, there's a lot of moving pieces and everything, but
there's a lot.
I mean, it's something I know I've dreamt of it, been part of it, and so and
Yeah.
you know how it is. Well, how long has yours been open now?
So they opened in 2023, so just early 2023, so just over 3 years, and, I bought it in January. So I bought it January 23rd, 2026, so just over
26.
5.7 months, so, and I'm still now I feel like, we're, like, settled now, but now it's like there's still so many little things that pop up or, it's 6,000 square foot, it's basically just a weight room, you know what I mean? I don't have any amenities, and when people come in here and ask me like, "Hey, like, oh, what kind of amenities do y'all have?" And I'm like, "Well, I got a water fountain, I got Yeah. I'm like, it's not the kind of gym, but most people know what to expect, right, when you come to a Metroflex.
Yeah.
So it works, man. But just there's little things that I want to do. Like I do want to plan. Hopefully, same kind of time frame, August, September. I'll be able to do like a they call it like a mezzanine, like a second story, where I'm going to build a maybe just like a 12 by 12, 12 by 15 posing room on the second
Yeah.
with open air, lighting and stuff. So when it's hot in the summertime, it'll be posing in the heat, which I think is great. And then that way I can move my cardio equipment up top and make room for like turf and functional stuff underneath. So just trying to make space for what I have. That will say that that building is leased, and I got another about basically like 2.5 years on the lease. My where my head is I want to buy a piece of property and build my own buildings and be out of the league,
Mm.
own the building, and that way, one, I'll have more freedom on what I want to do with the space, and then but go a little bit bigger, go to about maybe 12,000 square foot would be nice, and have an outdoor area and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, there's always just when you feel like you're settling in now, it's like, okay, well, this pops up, or what can I do now? You kind of have to be that way in business, so that I'm learning in order to stay, relevant and keeping revenue in a good spot. You got to push. You got to do the open gym events. You got to do the holiday events, or bring a buddy
Yeah.
free. All these little things, and that's something that MJ talked to me when I first opened. He goes, make sure that you don't just do even one anniversary or event. Make sure that you're staying relevant, and you're doing all these little, like how he does, like breakfast and barbells on the third Saturday every month. He's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to do stuff like that, just keep the community, build a strong community and family, and which is nice about gyms that size is 'cause that's kind of what those gyms. That's what we rely on. Is that more
It's
of a
the community.
yeah, yeah.
How
So
many members do you have currently?
we're just over 200. Yeah, just over 200, which honestly maybe push it 3 now. It was definitely. I'm not gonna say it was failing. It's kind of failing. It was. We'll just say it was like barely keeping the lights on when I took over. I was lied to about how many members it had because the system that we use.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, yeah, that's a whole mess, man. I won't even go too much into that, but that was, anybody looking to buy a gym understand that it's very easy to fib about numbers, and
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, he played me a little bit. The way he showed it to me, it looked like he had 500 members. Uh, they're
Way off.
way off, man. He was probably honestly probably sub 100, man. It was pretty rough. Um, which is nice to see how much has grown. Honestly, I think it's probably close to 200. I'd have to go through. You have to go through and filter everything because it counts like day passes, week passes, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
get a shit ton of day passes, which
That's
is
good.
always cool. Um, but yeah, it's the gym business is good, but definitely it's a little bit of a hustle. And you got to be, I don't know, you have to be relevant in the fitness world, and that's he was the previous owner just really wasn't, and that's why I didn't do very well. So it's like even people who ask me all the time, like, "Hey, bro, how did you go about opening your gym?" Like, well, and I'm not even a big name by any means. I have a lot of momentum though behind me, which is helping. But like you gotta stay, you gotta be relevant in social media and stuff like that for sure. I think to be successful.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, and then having a face is very important for a gym, and because it
Yeah,
creates a culture. So, any gym is only as good as its environment or its atmosphere. And a lot
yeah,
of times, those certain members or those certain individuals set the atmosphere that people just want to come and see. So,
yeah,
luckily, I've been part of a few gyms that have seen successful that way.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Man, you coming up in Armburst, I mean, that's a great gym. Like Dylan's such a good dude. I had a couple come visit the other day, and they were visiting from Colorado, and they're like, "Yeah, Dylan Armburst." They told me I had to come by and check your gym out, and they're moving.
Cool.
Yeah, they're moving to the area, so they actually signed up, and but Dylan, I mean, the way he does a great job up there. Obviously, it's a very well known, established gym now, but like what he's done with that place, it seems cool. I would love to go there one day. I've never been there.
Yeah, no, no. If you ever get the chance or in your dinner, you definitely check it out. Like I said, it's like it's nothing absolutely special. You know what I mean? Like when you walk in, but
Yeah,
like that's like a great gym. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not flashy or anything, but there's just there's a lot of history in there, the atmosphere, all the members, like, they're there for a purpose, and,
That's
like,
a purpose.
the no, I will say it's what's really cool is, like, all the walls are decorated with, especially, like, previous athletes and pros that have been there,
Yeah,
and then, obviously, like, there's an entire room for, like, Phil stuff, and so
yeah.
there's all this cool,
Oh,
like,
Phil,
seeing Phil over the years, that's really, really cool, and then also me and Martin too, you get to see different glimpses of us over the years in there too, so, yeah, it's definitely a cool setup.
yo, you and Martin, man, y'all gotta go down to the Branch and Johnny, and, there's not many guys that when you think of workout training partners, like, growing up like that, like, really that's what I grew up watching, man, and, you're not much older than me in reality. You're how old are you, 37?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 32, man, but, like, look, yeah, you and Martin, man, those are some of the coolest fucking coolest videos, man. Y'all just train hard, get after it.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it's just that we've just been doing it together for so long now, and that's
Yeah.
part of I mean, a lot of bodybuilders have too much egos to train with somebody, their competition for that long, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's honestly what's made the relationship unique is just being in each other's corner for so long and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, now it's came down to it's a system, and we both have our own training styles that have now that just work for us, and it's been a lot of fun. And so, and now that we've kind of seen the start of our careers now to the now getting into Martin's peak, which is really cool. And just a lot of it means a lot more too. You know, what I mean, like, and we are enjoying especially this go around, like really diving back into the process a lot more too, because you get a little lost, obviously, when they start racking up show after show, competition after competition. But this one leading into this Olympia for him, obviously, with Arnold earlier this year and stuff, but just say, let's just focus on day to day here. You know what I mean? And having fun with it again. And it's something we are, and it's going to be, I feel like these next few weeks ahead are going to be really, really good for everything, man. It's going to be
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I think he's in a really good spot too, man, and y'all just a couple days I spent down there, that's why I was trying to come back, man. What you're creating down there is something special. It's a perfect environment to bodybuild, Um, and then you're kinda coming up, like, I feel like you had a couple years there, obviously, where you may not like things felt like things were the best in terms of your progress, uh, with the gut issues, all that crap like that, but I feel like right now, dude, you look sick, dude. 271, you look like it's a lean 271, dude. Like, if you I mean, I don't know what your biggest ever is, but I feel like a 280 in this similar body composition would be crazy.
Yeah, no, what I'm noticing now here, especially like I said, like being a little bit later, is just the muscle maturity. I'm seeing a lot more of that now, and it's cool to kind of see all the phases. It's just like I don't add much fat anymore. Like I'll get more inflamed, I'll add more water on my body. You know what I mean? But like solely like actually add fat, it's pretty hard for me. My appetite will stall out before I actually start adding fat. Like I'll get to like 275, 280, and like I just can't eat anymore. My body just start like rejecting food before I start actually getting like fat. So, and I'm not saying I'm walking around super lean. We're not saying that, but just like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
never at carrying excess body weight. And so
yeah.
more so now than ever is like I said, yeah, like I'm like 271 and it just doesn't, I'm like, and I'm probably only eating like I'm telling you, I need to start eating a little bit more. I'm probably only eating like 4,500 calories right now too. So
But
it's like,
Schumler's yeah,
it's like it's
almost, yeah.
sticky, it's sticky, and I'm someone that always had to eat like 6,000 just to maintain this. So there is something I am starting to see the kind of the muscle maturity days where like it's settled in now and it's more just about refining. I will need to,
Well,
especially before I started prep, I'll need to push up a little bit more, add a little bit more on the back and legs just because I know how big you need to be competitive on the open stage, right? So, well, we'll do, and I'll get that done here these months
yeah.
ahead. But it's cool to see it. You'll see it these years ahead, especially as especially you as somebody that gets this peeled in these preps. The more times you do that over and over, and rebound out of that, go back down, those processes, like it just gets easier to maintain a leaner physique as you get older. It's just your
Yeah,
body gets used to it. So
yeah.
you're gonna be that jacked up 55-year-old man that like.
I hope so, I hope so. I think badass look. But yeah, so you're still with MegaFit. So majority of your food right now is the MegaFit meal, huh?
Yeah, I use all MegaFit, man. I love them. I've
That's a
spent a
good
couple
deal.
years with them, and I definitely think they're the best. Like any prep company,
Yeah.
they separate themselves. I really do like the quality of the food, the different options and everything. And so it's been, I tell people my best sponsorship by far is the Mega Fit meals, just because how much time it saves too on like cooking,
Even
because I
time.
know you have to go through that. And it's just
Yeah.
if I had to cook as much as I used to, I don't know if I'd love this as much as I do.
Well, it takes a long well, just you do it for so many years, man. It just yeah. It's like Chris showed up and he's got like he's got like gallon beef, gallon chicken, all his rice cooked and shit. I'm like, "Dude, you could have cooked it here." He's like, "I just wanted to get it over with, bro. I didn't want to cook when
I
I."
just wanted to get it over with. I didn't want to do anything when I got there.
Yeah, but it saved you time. But no, that's a good deal. I one day I'll give me one of meal prep companies, but
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you'll build your way up over
this
time.
is like, I mean, but as far as the gut issue, all that stuff, you're pretty much. I mean, you're healthy right now, huh? You're cruising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I would say if just there's always next and next, but nothing. I'm
yeah.
still kind of still figuring out. Like last year, one thing that I really noticed was I was kind of having some nerve issues, especially on my left side of my legs, and it
Okay.
was just like a nerve compression issue on my L5 or L5 and L4. So
Oh,
that's something I've been kind of navigating this year is just got the connection issue, especially on curls, like leg curls. But it's been getting better. Like I said, I've been doing different flossing techniques. It's just a sign of getting a little bit older, but you just gotta deal with those things, you know what I mean? But I will say right now, I am feeling pretty good over.
yeah. Are y'all doing anything different training wise than what you have in the past? Or you pretty much train how you have, I mean, for the last few years.
I would say pretty much the same. I would just say that like we're a little smarter on like
Maybe the top.
we're a little smarter
Oh,
on certain things. Just
yeah,
taking sets completely too far. We'll always be like we'll always side on the edge of like intensity, right? And going, but like maybe in the past we would go 2, 3, 4 sets too far, where it's like you just throwing stuff into your joints, right, and messing up your knees and CNS. We've gotten a little bit better with our training. Like we truly know when we're done with sets with the muscles intended, right? Like hey, like you're done. You're gonna throw this into your glutes, or you're gonna throw this into just knees, or like, and so like we just got a little bit smarter that way. But like, no, it's still staying with the same old shit. We're like we stay in that 8 to 12 range, 8 to 15 range, and
yeah,
try to get go as heavy as we can for those many reps.
yeah.
Nothing ever. I don't think I've done anything under 6 reps in the last like probably 6 years, man, 5 years.
Oh,
Like
really? Okay.
yeah, yeah, I don't yeah, we never lift anything less than 6 reps, and that's kind of a rule of thumb we made a long time ago just because, honestly, it stemmed from me doing, because I was getting really strong on, like, incline barbell bench,
Oh,
my chest has always been pretty strong, and there's one off season that we were like, I was seeing crazy numbers, like, I did, like, 405 for, like, 15, so I was like, "Let's do
yeah.
4
You
let's do
talking barbell?
465." So then yeah, barbell. And so then we did 465, I did 8, and I was like, "I can do more." So then we put 5 plates on this motherfucker. And so I do a 5 plate incline press. I do it for 3, man. I,
That
I get it clean. Yeah, I get it clean for 3. But then like there was a guy in the gym that wanted to help spot, and so like he was just like, "No, you guys need 2 spotters," and like he talked us into, I don't know. And so like Martin stood on one side and he stood on the other side instead of just having Martin behind me.
yeah.
And so I do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm like, "Okay, I'm good." And like, they go to grab it, but that guy grabs it way quicker than Martin did, and he like twisted my shoulder. And so
Oh,
I actually like fucked up my shoulder doing that. So the only time I ever got hurt, like really, it was like because this guy was like, "Oh, I need to," he took it too quick. And
dang.
so like, yeah, so after that day, I was like, "Martin, we're not doing anything less than 6 reps ever again." And honestly, I don't think we have ever since because
And
it's
wow.
just it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we obviously did a fair share of ego lifting, but we also learned from them
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
made adjustments. And overall, like for how we train, like I'm knock on wood, like I haven't had too many like bad injuries or anything. And especially like think about Branch, he really needs to knock on wood because how did that guy do what he did over all those years? And
Blows my mind.
obviously there's a few things wonky on him, like his shoulder and stuff, but
His
like
shoulders
he's
are
in great he's in great shape. He still trains hard. He's still like getting around, climbing through mountains, dragging deer out of ditches. Like
yeah,
he's insane, man.
yeah, it blows my mind, man. It's like it's not like he does it. He's not like getting body work done twice a week and this and that. He just like I don't know, his body just is different, man, he's just different.
Well, then what was that, last year or 2, I think it's 2 years ago now, he, like, remember he tore his Achilles while he was deer hunting? And
Whatever,
and then he just, like, put his boot back on, like, taped it up, and then just, like, walked out of there like a
freaking
psychopath.
and now he's back to training legs like it never happened, you know? The way he trains legs still with me is still mind blowing to me, man. I just don't understand. I'm like, yeah, his range of motion isn't like all there, but he's all Bruce's like 51. I think he's 51,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah, he's just a freak, you know, and that's just genetics, man. They are a huge role in the sport.
yeah,
Not only physically how much your body can put up with, but like, you know, your ability to handle PEDs too, you know, and he's built for it. He might say, "Oh, I don't have the best genetics." I'm like, dude, I hate when he says that. I'm like, come on, bro.
yeah. He might not have the best, but he had
Hey,
solid, good genetics, but, like,
yeah.
he's saying that because he just wants to let you know that he outworked everybody, and he did. He
He,
really did, you know
he,
what I mean? Like,
you know,
you
yeah.
know,
Just
the only person he probably didn't outwork was Ronnie, and he'll even say that, you know what I mean? That's the one person he'll admit that he couldn't beat in a training
hey,
session.
yeah. And vice versa too. I've heard that Ronnie say that about Branch, you know, so
Really, that's cool.
I think it's cool
I'd
that
like to hear that side of it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that I can imagine being in a gym with them 2 training, man. That's crazy.
Dude. Yeah, in their primes, that would've been insane.
That's definitely some of the best years of bodybuilding right there for sure.
The walls could talk down there at Metroflex Arlington.
Brian, you've chatted with Brian Dobson, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He's my number one, consumer of Butcher Bum.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's always buying
He
it?
well, I just send it to him, but dude, he hits me up, like, every 2 weeks for a bo
You're
he
like, "Dang."
I think he just swims in it, man.
He just
And
bakes.
it's a yeah,
He's
yeah, well, he still plays, like, fast pitch, like, baseball and stuff.
I think so. I think he does, dude. I think he still plays.
Yeah, and so, like, he's just like, "Yeah, I need this, like, it's the only way I can get through my games and stuff." I'm like, "I mean, I don't know, maybe I mean, I think this is a sign, Brian, like, I don't
I'd go out and do it. Yeah. Yeah,
but it's working, that's for sure."
yeah, you just continue to mask it with that cream. I mean, I know yeah, I don't know, but, you know, I'm not
Hey, it's better that than, like, some recreational drug, you know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. 'Cause there's a lot of that, man, a lot of that,
Yeah.
but, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. What of, let's see. We did have a couple questions. Let's see if anything's even worth bringing up. This is so weird. People are like, "Where do you live?"
I'm not giving you my address.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, man. New equipment. You prefer new equipment, Prime, Mega Mass, etcetera, over old school?
That's a good question. It can
That's like
vary.
everybody.
It can vary on the. I know, but no. Let's be honest, man. Like I think I'm at the point. I'm definitely like a mix. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say
Right?
one or the other.
Yeah,
I prefer obviously probably like the older equipment. But like there's definitely a need for the newer stuff.
yeah,
Especially now that especially like the new tech stuff and like I call it modern day bodybuilding equipment just because of the pathways, the adjustments to put you perfectly in your position. So there are some there is a benefit to those, like a very great benefit, So
yeah,
I think the perfect gym is a mix of both. You got some of the brand new stuff that that like it puts your body in, puts your muscles in the position that you can't usually get into, and then you have the stuff that's been tried and true over time, like the old Cybex pieces, things like that. So, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I went to Alpha Land 2 days ago, and everyone just calls
Is
that an
that where
influencer
that
gym.
the ramp that y'all are spraying up or whatever? Is that
Yeah, that was that. Hey, that thing was. I know it didn't look like it. That thing was seat, man.
pretty steep? I guarantee it. That's hilarious.
No, it was cool, but I will say this though, like I honestly really like the gym or the equipment setup because it was like that. He had a perfect mix, and then also I mean it's three gyms in one or two, at least
Yeah,
so like gym two was all like it was more outside, but it was like all like old school stuff. So it had all like the old Magnum, all the old Cybex stuff, all the old Nebula stuff. And then gym one was kind of the updated, and then you had like the mix of Prime, Mega Mass, had some Cimmerian in there, and so I really like that setup because you had both, you had best of both worlds, and you could kind of just decide on like. So what we did is like, we did like two exercises in gym one, then we went over and did two exercises with the older equipment pieces that we liked, then came back over. So it's like that was actually a pretty cool setup, and, I was pretty impressed with, like, the campus setup that was
Yeah,
out there,
man.
for
What
sure.
made you go check that out?
What made me? Just because I hadn't been there yet, I've always heard about it was good, and then also, I was picking up Ivana and Millie from the Hobby Airport, which is on that side of town, so, I just made a whole day trip out of it.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Yeah, because hobbies actually that's kind of a little bit about an hour from you, maybe, and not quite.
Yeah, it ends up being, like it's, like, on the south side of Houston, and I'm
Okay,
on the north side, yeah.
yeah. No, that place looks cool. I mean, definitely. I mean, how was it? Like, is it as bad as I think? Right when I think of Alphaland, I think of just influencers. Like nobody knows.
Yeah, but, I mean, I also we went at, like, 1:30 to, like, 3:30, so it's
Okay,
like
so
it
dude,
like any gym in the afternoon is not gonna be that busy, so it wasn't totally busy. I could say I mean, I would train there, I would
really?
train there every day, like, if it
Oh
was at
shit!
that time with that audience that was there, it wasn't overwhelming or anything. Maybe at night, probably obviously not, because then it becomes more
Yeah,
of, like, a party, you know what I mean? Because, like, to be honest, he's just ahead of his time there, because he created, like, pretty much a compound that's like a campus, right? And so that's what honestly, me and you talked about this, but here ahead, that's what these absolute recomps are gonna become. They're just gonna become social they're just become, like, social network buildings, you know what I mean? Like, it's a gym, but it's like it's gonna have all these accessories, you know what I mean? And, like, just an area to hang out on the weekend, because as we talked about, like, that younger generation is not drinking as much anymore. Like, the liquor and beverage sales are extremely down because kids aren't drinking anymore, which is a great
that's
thing,
awesome. That's awesome.
Obviously,
Yeah,
domestic assault's gonna be down, DUIs are gonna be down, but these kids are, like, kinda they're not I wanna say the kids are going into bodybuilding, but they're going into fitness in, like, the TikTok, the selfies, the gym stuff, So, After Recomp's getting ahead of that, and they're creating, if you saw, he's kinda teaming up with teaming up with the CEO of Planet Fitnesses, I think, and so they're just gonna turn this into this nationwide, like,
yeah,
social club. They're gonna be pretty much you're gonna see a lot of this. This is what I think. Like, I can't confirm this, but I think they're gonna turn into kinda like these social clubs,
yeah.
for fitness, right? And it's just gonna be an all-in-one big spot. You go there, you spend 4 or 5 hours there on a Friday night, you know what I mean? And so I think we'll start seeing a lot more of that year ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's kinda cool, you know? I mean, I guess with me having kids, you having a daughter, I mean, I guess I'd rather them be going somewhere like that and then, sneaking off and getting drunk at a bonfire somewhere or
Yeah, than what we were doing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's not bad. Definitely hard for me to kinda understand and not very attractive to me, but that's I'm not in that generation. But, hey,
Yeah.
see, that's pretty cool. Does he have, like, meal preps, stuff like food you can buy there and stuff like that? Like
No, they have an entire cafe and cafeteria.
oh, really?
Yeah. No,
Holy
it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's a full staff cafe, and it has,
my
like
god.
it has, like, a lunchroom pretty much or whatever, a lunch hall, and then outside
Dang,
lunch hall area. Then, like I said, they have an entire recovery wing, like 2 or 3 basketball courts outside. The whole it has a whole shop of all of the clothes, the outfit clothes at the front of the building. Yeah, no, it's a big facility. It's a big time thing.
that dude did it right, man. What's his name? Guzman?
Yeah, Christian Guzman. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a successful dude, man. Him and his
Yeah,
wife.
he met up with us, he gave us a tour, and, like, he's doing it right, man, like, at least, like, it's good to see somebody, and he's honest with you, like,
Yeah,
it probably it just breaks even, if that, you know what I mean? Like,
I believe it.
it's
Yeah,
an expensive operation, like, I think he said even just the property insurance was, like, 500,000 for the year or something like that, yeah, it was insane. And so, like but it's just cool to see, like, what the industry gave to him, through his clothing line early on, he turned around and created that for everyone else. So
yeah.
not many people are willing to invest that much money into something, especially a gym that you don't know what it'll be. So it's good to see that come together for him.
That's pretty neat. No, that's cool. What is what? So this was a question, but what
But
is
yeah,
what is your like opinion on? I feel like this is probably no different than how it's been for so long. It is now social media, so it's more like apparent and in people's faces. But these like younger kids, 18, 17, hopping on gear, like taking not just like test only. Like what my first cycle was like just test only. What do you think? Do you think there's an age that's too early for these kids to be out here, or do you think if they're checking all their boxes, food, training, all this stuff like that already, they're wanting to compete? Do you think it makes sense for them to get on it?
Yeah, I mean, personally, what do I believe? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, like legality wise, we can't be like, oh, you got to be 21, or like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no, but personally, I don't think anyone should touch it until they're at least in their 20s or 21 or older. You know what I mean? Like, what people you got to maximize your
Natural.
potential as a natural first, and like your test levels as a male are still increasing, like 21, 22, 23 years old. So like you just put an artificial, and I know obviously they use other PEDs for enhancement things like that, but like you don't have to be in such a rush because like what that's just going to end or take your career or in your career earlier as well the earlier
Yeah,
you start, so it's
I
like
didn't.
optimize your potential naturally. Like I didn't start until I took my first shot at testosterone when I was like 25 years old. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That's what people don't realize. But like, you don't think I look like I did before that? Like it looked like I was on before I did that.
I'm sure you
I was
did.
jacked up. I trained hard. I got everything. I nailed everything down with with food and nutrition, training first, recovery, and then I used that. And then that's why I think I was so successful. Was I launched off from there, and I had some crazy gains, crazy increases in everything. But no, I mean, I honestly hate seeing that stuff, and it's like an 18-year-old's doing this cycle, and so it's just
No,
like
man. I know. I'm the same way.
it does sound pointless to me.
I have a hard time agreeing with it. I started. I was 24, I think 24 when I first did, and it was very simple, just like tests. And I think I mentioned maybe do a little D-bar or something like that. But I just it's so I don't know, man. It's just so like hyped up and almost glorified. And
Hmm.
the thing is, people say, well, they're young or they can recover from it earlier now. And it's like, I don't know about that, man. I think it's just shine. It's just going to speed things up as far as
Well,
help.
it doesn't help. It doesn't help that like
Yeah,
the most popular influencers of that age
that's
group they're called the trend twins. You know what I mean?
there you
Like
go.
it's just like it's obviously pushed in that way and that
Yeah,
light,
man.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was training this kid, 15 years old, man, and he, wants to be a bodybuilder. And one of the first things he was asking me, what's your opinion on trend? I'm like, but
Right.
my opinion on trend for you does not matter. It should not matter. And his parents are telling me that he won't eat uh he won't eat carbs unless it's immediately after his workout and all this stuff. He's like a skinny kid. I'm like, dude, you're going about this so wrong. Like you go to just learn to enjoy bodybuilding, learn to eat big, get big, like, get as strong as you can, all that stuff, do it all natural, and then think about that stuff. Once you start it, it makes your life more complicated in reality. You know what I mean? It's just another thing you gotta worry about. You gotta get your blood work done, you gotta do all this stuff, all these health supplements, blah blah blah. Like I don't know. It's sad to see that, now you stack that with that all these peptides, you got people taking 5, 6, 7, 8 different peptides. It's just like
Yeah,
it's great. It's just a crazy time, man. I don't know.
that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, I work with a peptide company, but when clients come to me, they start asking me about peptides. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't even want to put them on anything because then it's just another thing that I have to tell them, oh,
Yeah.
reconstituted, and you got to take this much, and it's being days a week, and it's a whole nother deal. When in reality, like
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
I stay away from, like, the deep dive, like, obviously, I think there's some very important peptides I'm a big fan of.
some of
The
yeah,
recovery ones specifically. But
yes,
all the ones that are supposed to be, for performance enhancing ones, it's just
yeah,
like, I'm not advising those much at all, you know what I mean? Stick with what's worked with the test of time, you know what I mean? And, like,
yeah,
don't cloud the waters with just more and more and more and more and more stuff, because then you don't know what's working, you don't know what to take out, you don't know what to take in, like, it just becomes overwhelming at some points, you
yeah.
know?
Time. It's like, I just see some of the best physiques in the world, bro. They never had a peptide
Yeah.
thing, It's just there's just make things complicated, man. They really do. Let's see. I know we're already coming up on an hour. That was fast, but I'm really sure nothing else big. A lot of just gear stuff, dude. You know, that's it, man. Like, there's so many questions people could ask, but they just want to know favorite off-season cycle, blah blah. Well, here's one: death row meal. You're not much of a foodie, man, like at all.
What was the question? What meal?
Your death row meal. That's kind of a good one. Well, yeah,
Get cheat meal?
yeah, death row. Your basically your final meal before they.
Oh, death row meal.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Oof.
I know. I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
that's a tough one. I mean, you obviously have to pick something that you have already had and enjoyed immensely, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you can't risk it and just go with like, oh, I want to try. I've always wanted to try this, but you can't just throw it out that
That's
way.
true. That's true.
I would probably go with my old faithful, my favorite meal, and that's just a peanut butter and jelly burger.
Really? That's so fun. I love. Okay, we're
Just because I did a podcast, we talked about this the other day, but like
yeah,
that's what my favorite meal or post show
peanut
meal
butter
is, and
jelly burger.
it's the sweet and savory meal. Like people
Yeah,
are scared about peanut butter and jelly on a burger, but that one egg, it's like it's one of my favorite combos, and it's just like it's something that I always look forward to, especially like post show,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's usually when I do it. So I guess like you reward yourself with your last meal. You can do it that way.
What? Yeah, literally. Yeah. What? Are you getting? You said, are you getting bacon on there?
You can some come with bacon.
Okay.
I usually I've done both, you know what I mean? So,
So like bake a whole egg, an egg on it, like a fried
yeah,
egg.
the egg has to be, like, over he has to run a little bit, you know what I mean? And then the
Uh,
bun has the peanut butter and jelly on it, yeah.
um,
Again, it doesn't sound good, but it's absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
I've had one, man. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they call it, like, the Elvis burger, they do the bacon with, like, just peanut butter, no jelly,
Okay, so that
but
I
you
had that.
gotta you got
I think I
they
have.
do banana on that one as well, that one's good too.
That's what I had. Peanut butter banana.
You had the Elvis burger.
Okay. Okay. Man, that sounds so good, man.
Yeah, that one's good too.
That's fine. I'm kind of a burger guy, burger and fries guy. I don't like picking a last. Yeah, I'd probably go burgers and fries, and maybe some cookies, some chocolate chip cookies and banana pudding. I love banana pudding.
Banana pudding, huh?
Yeah, I love banana pudding, man. That's fun. That's my go-to. Like if I go to Bucky's or something, Bucky's banana pudding is so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'd get a bunch of fruit as well, like a side it's a
for real.
fruit parfait. Yeah, I'm a fruit guy.
What's the go-to? Like strawberries and stuff like that, or melons or whatever.
Pineapple,
Pineapple's good. Oh yeah, you eat
pineapple or blueberries are that's the go-to.
the bodybuilding staples.
Right.
Yeah. Do you use a lot of fruit during your off season? Well, and I guess
Yeah,
yeah.
I use a lot of fruit. I have like 2 or 3 bananas a day. I probably have like 200 grams of blueberries, and I probably have 150 grams of pineapple as well. Yeah. And then avocado, I guess that's not a fruit, all right?
Is
I
it?
guess it's considered fruit. I don't consider
Yeah,
it fruit.
yeah. Man, that's something I don't really do. Well, Brace doesn't really do fruit, man. So like, oh, any fruit that I add, that's more so just me adding it in. But or like
Yeah.
some rice, I think it does help my digestion, man. Get fiber and just
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's good for. Well, they say also for like replenishing like liver, glycogen, and stuff like that. When you're carb loading, it's good to add fruit back in there. But
And also mainly just a lot of micronutrients.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's good for your gut to have a variety,
Yeah.
not just meat and rice. And yeah, that's something that I always end up doing in the off season is I end up getting so basic that like once my appetite kind of goes, I get super basic with my food, but then I always get like lethargic and I hate eating and blah blah blah. But I'm like, man, honestly, if I kept my food more if I kept the variety of food in there like I do those like 8 weeks post show when all my meals are like I'm having like different vegetables and kimchi and fucking all this different stuff. And I'm like eating 5,000, 5,500 calories, no problem. Once that phase ends, I always end up force feeding and then I hate my life. And
Mhm.
I'm like doing my meals are so basic. And I'm like, so my plan this year is to keep the variety rolling because I know, after I get this pro card, it's like I got to get to the next level size wise. So I know the food's going to get ridiculously high. So I'll have to be doing some more variety in there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, shoot, man. What you got planned the rest of the day?
Just get to work here a little bit the next few hours and have a few meetings and
Yeah.
then train legs mid-afternoon here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not going to announce this yet, but I'm definitely working on a little something. Brett mentioned earlier as a formula. We'll just leave it at that. But I'm definitely working
Yeah.
on something behind the scenes that hopefully by the end of the year, man, I'll be releasing something for y'all. So definitely keep an eye out. Brett's kind of helping me with that in my corner on that. Again, like I said, I had no idea the amount of I'm trying to think of the phrase, but just the amount of different things that you're involved in, man. It's really cool to see it. It's motivating to see because a lot of guys just don't do it, man. They're just so like, oh, I made my money from my supplement contracts, whatever, and that's all I do. And it's not that's I think that's so cool to see. So not many guys in the industry do that either. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. It's all encompassing, and so it definitely makes you feel better about it every day.
Yeah, and Ivana and Millie, they're both home now, huh?
Yes. Yep, they're both home, and
Is
we're
she?
we're enjoying this Houston humidity.
It's been hot here. It's been like 99, 95. And I'm like, God.
It's everywhere right now, the entire nation. So let's
Yeah.
we can all just take it together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, shoot, Brett, I guess I'll let you go, man. I'll hop off here
Well,
and
sure, man.
so
Appreciate it. Well, hey, good luck. Obviously, I'll talk to you here, but just
yeah,
letting you
yeah.
know you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, what are you? I mean, what are you looking forward to most with Mr. USA coming up and that week in general? What are you most looking forward to?
Definitely hearing and new IBB.
And yeah, yeah, they would.
Definitely hearing that. No, I'm looking forward to, man. I think we made a lot of improvements from last year. At the end of the day, like whatever happens, happens. I'm happy with what we've built. So it's a matter of just hopefully we land the plane as we should, and I bring what I can bring, and um, definitely looking forward to sealing the deal. I'm confident. I believe in myself through and through. And, so I'm excited for the whole weekend, man. It's gonna be cool. I got some family coming in, some friends flying in, for it up there in Vegas, and, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time, man. We'll see. Obviously, to battle it out. I miss competing is fun. As much as I love to train and everything, some people hate the competing aspect. I love it. I love getting up there on stage and getting after it. So it'll be cool.
Hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, dude. It's gonna be a great weekend for sure.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, and then
Yeah.
we'll get back. So,
All right, brother. That
I
sounds
bro.
good. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
I'll talk to you here soon. Okay.
I bet. I'll see you. Bye.